Alrighty. What's up, everybody? Your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here for a very, very late night video right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching video number 2 on this late Friday night / if you're on the replay crew, early Saturday morning, February the 7th, 2025, or if you're on the replay, February the 8th, 2025. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this channel and my other channels down below in the description box. And share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to hit that fucking bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything else, because you miss pretty much anything. You need to get slapped in the face, motherfucker. And forced to hit that bell and turn on all notifications. You don't miss the next one. You miss anything, you missed it. Too bad for you. And that's that. And if you're brand new here, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that cold one. Yeah, I still got some left. And enjoy the show. You like it? Great. You know, fuck off. And, go rot on your dead channel. And, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is late, like I said. Very, very late night. And, I just got up and, wanted to do this video earlier, but I fell asleep. But now I'm up from a long little nappy nap, but I'm going to go back to sleep in a little bit. But I want to finish this video off so I don't have to do 6,000 videos tomorrow, which, I mean, I'm not. I am doing a couple videos tomorrow. Dynamite, SmackDown, and I'll try to get Collision up tomorrow night as well. And then Sunday, TNA Ring of Honor will return. But we'll see what happens with all that, depending on, the weather here in the Northeast. Not going to be great tomorrow, later today. Very Saturday night, tomorrow night, or whenever you watch this, tomorrow night, into early Sunday. Into pretty much early Sunday. We're getting the second of 2 more storms coming. Maybe more than that, I don't know, but tomorrow we're getting about 3 to 5 inches of snow, and then it's going to be a little bit of rain, a little bit of ice going into the Sunday morning, and then Tuesday and Wednesday getting another 3 to 5. Ugh! Good thing I kept my snow melt out. Good thing. I don't want to have to, go in my closet and like pull it all out, but we got that, and it's going to be a little bit of rain Thursday, and then we're getting a rainstorm next weekend. Maybe a little bit more snow, but maybe a half inch to an inch. So whatever we do get tomorrow night into Sunday will stick, and then not gonna be melting for at least till probably the end of this month. So like I said, that hedgehog, he was right. We're getting 6 more weeks of winter. Now we got pretty much 5. Got about 5 more weeks of this garbage, and then hopefully by the time we hit the spring, spring on March the 19th or the 20th, hopefully I won't even be talking about snow anymore. We'll be talking about 78 and maybe 80-degree weather. That's nice. But snow, not so fun. And I hate snow. I hate winter. I know my birthday's in, a couple days after winter starts, but, some places it starts early, like Minnesota, it starts in October. But pretty much, because it's cold as balls over there by the time we get October. But it is what it is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, enough talk. Let's get to the topic at hand. And, kind of pertains a little bit to Raw and SmackDown. And like I said, I will do my SmackDown review later on tomorrow. Probably later than this time tomorrow. But, we'll see what happens with with that. But SmackDown was a pretty interesting show. We had the return of Solo Mibuki, and I bet Jacob's happy. I love you, Solo! Well, we don't know about Jacob and Solo, but we got that. So, speaking of Jacob, he's next week, he's gonna be in a Elimination Chamber triple threat qualifying match. With Braun Strowman and Poppy Priest. That's gonna be a big beefy man slapping meat. That's gonna be epic next week. And we got Tiffany Stratton, Daddy! Defending her title against the former champion, Nia Jax. And, probably the winner of that will maybe face Charlotte at Mania, but, we have to get through the rest of the next 3 weeks. And then we'll be talking about the Elimination Chamber and, on March the 1st. Pretty much 3 weeks from today, I believe. Yeah, 3 weeks from today. And, after that, the long road to WrestleMania, about 6 weeks after that. Right around Easter, so. Actually, it is Easter weekend, so. So, we're getting there. We're gonna get to Mania. And then, we'll see what happens after that, as we go on the long road to SummerSlam, the next of the big four, so. Let me move on. But anyway, for some people, tonight wasn't a great, last night, or whenever you're watching this video, pretty much last night was not a great night for a few people, as, it's not really around this time, around March, into pretty much after WrestleMania season, or a little bit before or after WrestleMania season, WWE usually does its spring cleaning and kind of weeds away the people, the men and women that, they barely use on TV, and they don't, can't pay them anymore, like, oh, get out of here, But tonight, during SmackDown, we had 6 people get the heave-ho. They got released, and, can't do anything for about 3 months. So, probably won't be hearing them till probably June. And, some of the names are shocking. Well, actually, 2 of the names are shocking. So tonight, we had Sonya DeVille, Cedric Alexander, and, I'll get to him in a minute. Ackerman Razor, the AOP, the Also Pain, and their manager, Paul Ellering, and the lovely Blair Davenport. And then Duke Hudson got released about a week or so ago. So really, 7 people got their pink slip. Good night. Have fun in your future endeavors. It's never fun when you lose your job, especially if you're a wrestler, because you're trying to provide for yourself and provide for your family. And then next thing you know, you could be there for 10 years, and then, you're not getting used correctly, you're not getting booked at all, you're stuck in catering with Apollo Crews and Titus, and everybody else that doesn't get used, or you're just staying home, sitting on your ass, and then you get that phone call, and, some you think it's important, you got released, click. But it is what it is. So let's run down a couple of these releases, and we'll get to that. All right, so let's start with Duke Hudson. Used to be the poker player. Remember when he used to be the poker guy? He was like this casino guy, poker guy, and then he got into that big feud with Cameron Grimes to the moon. Trevor Lee, whatever you want to call him. I thought that was kind of good and bad for him. Kind of ended bad for him because he lost that feud to Cameron Grimes, and then we didn't really see him until even during that time he was with Stephanie DeLander, Portia, what was her name in NXT? Portia Pereira, something like that. When the whole thing with Indy and Dexter started and all that shit. Blah, blah, blah. But that's when we kind of, saw him a little bit again. And then after that, he joined Chase you! And he was kind of like a good guy / bad guy, but eventually he became the so-called MVP of Chase U. He won the tag team titles with Mr. Chase and then presumptively lost the belts. Which, and then the whole thing with Mr. Chase getting involved with JC Jane and the betting thing, and then, he has to pay my cousin Tony D a lot of money, and then he puts up Chase U once again, lost to Rich Holland, and then basically Chase U is goodbye, so long, farewell, because Mr. Chase, he's kind of like, I don't know what's going on with Mr. Chase. I mean, we see him, he's like out of it, and then he's talking to some guy. I think we found out who he was. I forgot his name. What's his name? Kale? That guy Kale. Remember that guy got killed? Supposedly got killed by Braun Breaker? Oh, the good old Kale. Whatever his last name was. But pretty much got killed and then resurrected and he's back. But that was the guy that was stop Mr. Chase. You can't do this, Mr. Chase, Mr. Chase like, I don't care. That's why you barely see Mr. Chase anymore. Yeah, and then you have Thea Hale, lost to the shuffle now with the women's division with Stephanie Fakor, Delta, Julia, the women's champion, Roxy and Corey Jade, Soruka, Jada, Lash, Jakar, I can go on. Where do you put Thea Hale? I fear for her time in NXT. I feel she's gonna pick up that phone and then Shawn Michaels is on the phone, or Nick Khan, or maybe even Hunter. Thea, you did some great things. But we don't need you. Bye. Click. And he's like, oh fuck. In her early 20s, and she lost her a great job, and now, where would Thea Hale go? Probably TNA, because TNA leads a lot of women, but, I don't think she would fit in with AEW. I really don't. I think she might do a little bit better in TNA. Because Ring of Honor, yeah, they need a lot of women to fight, lose to Athena, So, I like I said, if people like Thea Hale, Kiana James, who got injured with her knee, who knows if she's ever coming back. So you see, if you get injured at the wrong time, and you're out for a considerable amount of time, like a year, because most knee injuries cost, you can be out a year, maybe 2 years. And then you're like, you just wait, you wait to get medically cleared, and when you do get medically cleared, you're about to come back? What am I going to do now? I don't know. We got nothing for you. Sitting at home. Next thing you know, you're sitting at home for about 3 to 6 months, gone. Or if you're like Ricky Starks and Ray Phoenix, you get held hostage by Tony Khan. But that's another story for another time. Oh, by the way, speaking of Ricky Starks, he won the Defy, it's not the world title, it's won some title in the Defy wrestling in California and everything. Yeah, he beat Kenta, I think, for the world title or some title in Defy. Big deal. I mean, good for you. Good for you, Ricky. Stick it to Tony Khan. I could go anywhere else and I'll win a title. But I'll still be at home doing nothing because Tony Khan is holding up my contract. Same thing with you, Ray Phoenix. Okay, those guys cannot get out of their contract. I don't even know if they have any time left. And then you got Miro. I don't know what's going to happen with Miro, if he's coming back to WWE or he's going somewhere else, or he's just flat out not going to do anything. And then Boydlow, what happened to Boydlow? I don't know if he got hurt. I don't even know his contract status either. I mean, I think he'd be great for NXT. Miro, back on the main roster. You can come back and do something, at least. I don't know what, but he won't have CJ Perry to hang around with anymore because they got divorced. Sucks. It just sucks. I feel bad for Andrade because he's on Friday nights, and I don't know if Charlotte's going to be on the Raw roster or the SmackDown roster, but she's on the SmackDown roster. She has to see her ex-husband every Friday night. Oy. Not good. Not good. Remember when Nikki Bella got the heave-ho from John Cena, or she pretty much got the heave-ho from John Cena. She still had to keep seeing him. It was sad. It was kind of sad when she was there before her neck injury and everything, but kind of sucks. You have to go to your job and you see your ex, and like, oh, I gotta see you again. And then if you broke up on, amicable terms, you still have love for each other, but love each other, like you used to. Like, oh, I love you as a friend. We'll go for coffee. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go coffee with my ex. Yeah, we're still friends. Right. But in any case, yeah, I hope Dia Hale, Kiana James don't pick up the phone. Guys guys and girls that are not even getting used anymore. Like, freaking Apollo Crews, he got hurt, he messed up his knee, I believe, he just got surgery. Who knows what's going to happen with Apollo upon getting medically cleared. I think he's going to be next. So if I'm you, Apollo Crews, well, keep the stoves and the ovens ready because you might be going to TNA or God forbid, AEW. I don't know I don't even know what TNA and AEW would do with Apollo Crews. I really don't. Kiana James, I think, if she did, I'm not saying they're gonna get released. Hypothetically saying, if she did get released, I think Kiana James would do well in TNA. Not so much AEW, unless they want to just have her as enhancement talent, so Athena can just bury her. Same thing with Dia Hale and Blair Davenport. And Blair Davenport basically got the Cameron Grimes treatment. Remember when she got drafted to SmackDown? It was a big moment for her. They was like, oh, Blair Davenport, yes! And then she only got used once. I think it was once or twice on SmackDown. Never heard from her again. Cameron Grimes, the same thing. What was the point of bringing Blair Davenport up? I like when Kiana James came up, but, then she sadly got injured. I have a feeling she's going to be next to get released. I have a feeling. I hope not, but because I hate anybody in wrestling to lose their job. Even if I like them or I hate them. I never want to see anybody lose their job, lose their livelihood. Their dream, basically, of making it to the big stage. And then I have to, scrunch for money. I gotta go on the indie circuit where I'm gonna fight in front of 50 people at a freaking church. In a church auditorium. Or in an American Legion Hall or some shit like that. When I could have been, I used to be wrestling in front of 10,000 people. Now I'm, wrestling in front of 50 people at an American Legion Hall. That's what happens when, you're not doing much. You're not doing much. You get fired or you get released, and next thing you know, you're on the indie circuit. Just waiting to get signed by TNA or AEW Ring of Honor. Or you go to Japan, maybe. If Mr. Obadi-san wants you, but, or Mr. Tanahashi, too, but, there's a lot of people that got released that show up on the indie circuit. Odyssey Jones is going to be on the indie circuit. Going to be around the Northeast in the next couple months. I mean, good for him. I mean, yeah, he's back in the ring doing what he loves, but got shafted and really didn't do nothing in NXT or in WWE. They want to make him part of the New Day. It'd be like a replacement for Big E, but how did that end? Oh, Kofi's friends with him and made Xavier jealous. I thought that should have been the way the New Day kind of broke up. Not having, and then not kicking Odyssey Jones out of his job, and then they kick out Big E. It's like, oh, we don't need you, Big E, and they turn on Big E and become heels. They're monster heels right now, getting booed out of every fucking building. And then Kofi beats Ray on Monday night, thanks to Logan Small. And then they're going to fight Monday in an Elimination Chamber match. You know who's going to win that. That's Logan Paul, most likely. And he was in last year's Elimination Chamber. Thank God he didn't win. I hope he doesn't win this year. Because we all know who's winning the Chamber. Probably Cena. Unless they swerve that. But I don't think they would. Because pretty much I read that Cena versus Cody is pretty much set up for Mania. And Cena's supposed to beat Cody. Ugh! So he's definitely winning number 17 at Mania. For a part-timer, even though after he finishes his stupid movie in Hungary, he's going to be on more dates. He's got 31 official dates. 31. And that doesn't, I mean, it's not, I don't even know there's any house show dates he's going to do. I doubt that, but he's going to be on mostly a lot of Raws on Netflix, but I read something like 31 dates he has left. Doesn't give him a lot of time between March and December, but I think that 31 is an exaggerated number, but because if I read correctly, he's gonna, after he finishes his thing. So after the Chamber, I assume after the Chamber, he's gonna be on almost every week through the end of the year on Raw. So probably on 1 week or 2 weeks, and then takes about a week or two off. Then we'll see him again, or we won't see him. You can't see me. Fine, go shuffle. Hi, kids. Mickey Mouse. But, yeah, Blair Davenport, I'm sorry to go back and forth, but Blair Davenport got the Spanish Archer as well, and the Cameron Grimes treatment. Just sad. And like I said, what was the point of bringing her up? Same thing with Cameron Grimes. Why did you bring him up? To basically get jobbed out. I think he won one match. Blair Davenport was in, I think the King of the Ring tournament. Lost. Or I think she was in the King of the Ring tournament or the, one of the other, the U.S. or Intercontinental title. No, not the Intercontinental title. There was the U.S. title tournament. It was the last time I think we saw her. And then, basically, didn't get used. She was sitting on her ass at home. Watching her ex-boyfriend go ocean spray on TV. How do you get rid of that? I mean, come on. But I digress. So, like I said, Blair is probably going to TNA. I think all the people that got released, most or all of them are going to go to TNA. And I think they got released so they can go to TNA with the WWE TNA partnership. So, I mean, to go to TNA, you're kind of still under the WWE banner, but in a technical way, but I don't know. Alright, then we go to AOP. They also paid Akon and Razor. They got released again, just like the second time they got released. They bring them back after that horrible little union they had with Seth freaking Rollins, which went nowhere. They get released. They're done. I think one of them got hurt. I think around the time they got released, I think Akon or Razor got hurt. and then they had nothing for him. You should have gave him the tag team belts on Raw at least. But you know, then they release him. They bring him back with Paul Ellering, who also got released. Sucks to be you, Hall of Famer Paul Ellering. They bring him back with Paul Ellering, which they should have, you know, when they got called up to the main roster, they should have came up with Paul Ellering, and I think they kicked him out, or maybe before that they kicked him out. I don't remember, but anyway. Anyway, they bring him up to the main roster. Then they really didn't have a lot of tag team matches, you know, during the beginning stages. And then he get put in a group with Killer Cross and Scarlett Bordeaux, calling themselves the Final Testament. And that fucking faction went nowhere. I mean, yeah, they beat the Wyatts, big fucking whoop, and the Wyatts are getting repackaged, I think. I don't know what's going on with the Wyatts right now. After they got beaten down by the Miz, or after Dexter and Gacy basically got beaten down by Miz and, you know, the rest of Final Testament, we haven't heard from Uncle Howdy and company in a long time. We saw glitches tonight on SmackDown for Alexa Bliss, who's gonna probably be joining them as the 6th member. So we have Nikki Cross playing, I guess, Sister Abigail, and then, I don't know what part, if Lexi joins, what part does she play? Kind of makes no sense to have 2 female characters in the Wyatts. Unless they explain that somehow in storyline mode. But yeah, AOP just did nothing in that fucking faction. The last time we saw them, I believe, was when Scarlett got spooked by Nikki when she was like doing her makeup and she's putting on her lipstick. She looks up, Nikki's in the mirror, ah! and then Miz, Cross, and AOP, who were looking for the Wyatts at the time, they come back. Freaking room was all trashed. What happened, Nikki? And, you know, Scarlett's going completely nuts. And Cross has to calm her down. That was the last time we saw AOP. And now they're on the unemployment line. Where they're going to end up, I don't know. Probably in TNA. I doubt they go to AEW unless they get put with Ring of Honor, who needs some tag teams. So, you know, Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God, and Dustin Rhodes can use some, you know, use some challengers. You know, even though the Righteous is now the Righteous Ones, because Elias now joined, is now All Elite / Ring of Honor. He joined Ring of Honor now, with, as part of the Righteous. Now it's called the Righteous Ones, with Dutch and Vincent. So Tony Khan is walking with Elias. How that goes, I don't know. I wanted the Righteous to win the tag team belts. I don't know. At this point, I don't know who wins those titles. Not that they get defended anyway. Among, you know, other titles in the Ring of Honor that barely get defended besides the women's title at certain points. You know, basically the pay-per-view. Lee Moriarty, I think he had a pure title match. Don't know who's gonna beat him. Don't know who's gonna win the TV title, which, what's the TV title now? Commander. Who's gonna beat Commander to become the TV champ? I mean, Red Velvet had a title match, there was this, I think it was last night or last week, against Layla Gray, and, Red Velvet retained, obviously. Who beats her? Don't know. And then you got Athena, going on 2 years right now, beats Billy Starks in their so-called second match. It's really the third match, but... And Billy Starks is still with Athena. I think it's going to end at Supercard. I really think it's final. Athena's reign of terror is finally gonna end at Supercard. I think Billy Starks is gonna finally finish her story, Jordan. Finish your story. Then again, who knows? Maybe Athena goes to the main roster and beats Mercedes and gets all those belts. Mercedes is going for the House of Glory women's title against Megan Bayne, I think, soon. I don't know if it's this weekend or this month. So, we could see Mercedes with 5 belts. The belt collector, think she's Kenny and everything. But shit. But yeah. Maybe Blair Davenport goes to AEW or Ring of Honor or TNA. Same thing with AOP. I'd rather have them in TNA, though. But seems like WWE dropped the ball. Everybody, pretty much, that came up. Some of these names were Triple H people. Or like the remnants of Vince. And I think Triple H wants to kind of get rid of the people that were Vince's projects, per se. And, AOP just, pretty much got lost in the shuffle. And, that's that. Just reading a little bit, okay, we'll get that. Duke Hudson's basically, he got released. Akam and Razor released, so they're on a 90-day no-compete clause. Same thing with Blair Davenport. But as far as the big names go, Sonya DeVille got released again because her contract expired. From what I'm reading from Fightful News, showing about SAP and company, they confirmed her status. And according to reports from Fightful News, Sonya DeVille wasn't released, but she was informed that her contract, which expires in a couple weeks, will not be renewed, so it's like, get out of here. So as a result, Sonya will immediately become a free agent in a couple of weeks, and be eligible to sign with AEW, Ring of Honor, or TNA. I think she goes to TNA. But, that's another fucking girl they screwed up. She got injured, and then she was part of that, semi-authority figure with Adam Pearce. Then she gets released, she comes back, and gets put in a faction called Pure Fusion Collective, with Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, which, had a feud with Damage Control. And, they took out Kyrie. They took out Dakota Kai at first. Then they took out Kyrie with her elbow/wrist. I don't know when Kyrie's coming back. Maybe by Mania. Asuka, probably the same thing. But, Pure PFC didn't take out Asuka. No, they didn't. They didn't. Storyline-wise, they didn't. But Asuka just got hurt months before that. So, yeah, so Sonya Deville doesn't have a 90-day no-compete clause, so she can go anywhere she wants in a few weeks. So, we could see her on TNA television, we could see her on AEW Ring of Honor television, so she's got a couple of options, so we'll see what happens with that. But the big one, Cedric Alexander, on his Twitter page, announced his release. And he confirmed it, and he says, and I quote from his Twitter page, "Thank you for the last 8.5 years. Being a professional wrestler has been a dream of mine since I could form memories, and I will continue to do so till the good Lord says otherwise. Hashtag see you in 90. So that was the first release that came tonight. Later last night, I should say. And then AOP got released, and then Sonya Deville was the second big name to get released. Then Blair Davenport right after that, right before the end of SmackDown. Probably be more to come this weekend, I don't know. But, like I said, if your name is Thea Hale, Riley Osborne, Apollo Crews, Kiana James, people that we haven't seen much on TV, don't answer the phone. I don't care how bad you want to answer that phone. Like, oh, what's next? Oh, you got released. Sorry. Have fun in your future endeavors. Click. Fuck! Then you gotta file for unemployment. Or find another place to work in about 3 months. Not fun. But as far as Cedric goes, you know, he was part of the beginning, the original Hurt Syndicate / Hurt Business. And then, you know, he was in and out of the main roster. I think his best time in WWE was when he was Cruiserweight Champ. Remember that Cruiserweight title? Oh, some of us do, some of us don't. But when he was Cruiserweight Champ, he had that big feud with Austin Aries. Oh, remember him? Whatever happened to that guy? Probably out of wrestling. I think he's doing something. I don't know what he's... I really don't know what Austin Aries is doing. No, but I wish him well in whatever he's doing. But in any case, that feud, which I think he won the title at WrestleMania, won the Cruiserweight title, had a nice run with it. I forgot who he lost that belt to, though. I don't think it was Pac. I forget who it was. Or, it was either... No, I think it was either Pac or Enzo Amore. I think Enzo was the final Cruiserweight champ, I think. But I even forget. I don't even remember that far back with the Cruiserweight title, because I never cared about it. After Enzo won it, I don't think anybody cared. And pretty much it was extinct. They got rid of the belt. And I doubt they'll ever bring that belt back. Like, not that we need more titles. I mean, why are you going to add the Cruiserweight title? For what? You already got the Intercontinental and the U.S. belts for the men and for the men and the women. Then you got the Intercontinental title for the men and the women. So what would be the point of bringing in the Cruiserweight title? For what purpose? Unless you're gonna add, well, can't really add a mid-card title to NXT or Raw and SmackDown. Unless you're gonna drop one, which really they can't. Unless they drop the North American title and that becomes the CW the Cruiserweight title. So I don't know. But anyway, I think Cedric's best days were in NXT. As the Cruiserweight champion. You know, he goes to the main roster. You know, is put in the Hurt Business. I think he did pretty decent there, and then pretty much got lost in the shuffle, and then wasn't really doing much, and then we see him go to NXT. You know, he's friends with Javon Evans now. Well, Javon, you're on your own now, boy. You know, he gets his wrist messed up by Ethan Page. He was out for a couple weeks, comes back, and he was in a match, I think this past... Yeah, he was in a match with rematch with Ethan Page, and Javon Evans messed that up, you know, screwed everything up by coming out and everything, getting his revenge on Ethan. And then that was it. Pretty much, I think that was the last time we saw him was about a week or so ago on NXT. Now, he's gone. Where does he go? That's the question we all want to know. He could go to TNA, kind of run it back with Mustafa Ali. That series was great. I would love to do that, something like that in the X Division. Maybe go after the X Division title. I think Cedric will excel very well in TNA. I read that the Hurt Business, some of the people in the Hurt Business, like mainly MVP Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, they really, now that they know Cedric's been released, they're probably like talking to Tony Khan on their phone, like, hey Tony, Cedric's released, can we get him? Tony's like, pfft. I mean, you need a fourth member, why not have a big faction? So I think Cedric will go to AEW and be the fourth member of the Hurt Syndicate. So the Hurt Business 1.0 will, be fully back as the Hurt Syndicate. And I think Cedric could do some good things in AEW. maybe go after the TNT title. Maybe go after the Intercontinental title. Not the Continental Breakfast of Champions title that Okada has. I'm talking about the one that Takeshita has. The International title. I call it the Intercontinental title, but still. So, he could go after, like, 3 belts if he wanted to. He can also go back to, his home, which is Ring of Honor. Remember how great he was in Ring of Honor? He was great in Ring of Honor. I think he had a short-lived tag team with, I believe it was, ACH and Cedric had a nice little tag team. And where's ACH now? Remember that situation with the fucking shirt a couple years ago? That ended that guy's career. I haven't heard from him since. I forgot his name. To be honest with you, I forgot ACH's name in NXT. Not that I give two fucks, but I mean, it's how bad I don't remember that shit. I remember the whole scandal where he got released because, you know, he got all mad because of a fucking shirt. He's like, that's racist. Oh, fuck you, you know, you're out of here. But in any case, yeah, I think Cedric could do, it's going back to AEW. I have a feeling, because it would make sense. He goes to AEW and gets with Bobby and Shelton and MVP. He's good buddies, and the faction is complete. Pretty much, unless they add a member, like the Don Callis family supposedly gonna add a 6th member, but who knows? Even though Mark Davis had a match with Ocean Spray. You know, Mark Davis turned heel, turned on his best friend in United Empire, Will Ocean Spray. And I don't know if it was a one-shot deal or he's actually in the group now. But then again, people thought it was Trent Beretta, but I don't know what's happening with that situation. But Cedric's gonna land back on his feet, and I think, like I said, I think he'll be showing up in AEW. But if not AEW, I think he goes to TNA and runs it back with Mustafa Ali. I think that's what's gonna happen. If and when Mustafa Ali either wins back the X Division title or he wins the TNA World title, they could run it back and have an amazing feud. Amazing feud in TNA. TNA would love to have Cedric. I think AEW would love to have Cedric too. But, Cedric could be in the Hurt business, and, while he's there, he can win the international title or the Intercontinental title, or, he wins the TNT title, or he goes after the Continental Breakfast of Champions title. And like I said, he can go back to Ring of Honor, be a singles guy, go after the TV title, go after the Pure title. I doubt even goes after the World title that right now Jericho has. But I think Bandito might get it at Supercard, but then we'll see. We'll see about that, but maybe Cedric will fight Bandito next. Or whoever is the world champion. He can go for that belt if he wanted to, but I think he's just going to be mid-carder for life, and he's going to get those mid-card titles, like the TNT title, the Pure title for Ring of Honor, the TV title. And then again, maybe him and Shelton can win either the tag team belts, which Bobby Lashley and Shelton have now, or I think if Cedric goes for tag team gold, I think it'd be, he could, unless there's a new member, he goes after the Ring of Honor tag team belts that Dustin and Sammy Guevara have. But, we'll see. But all in all, not a great Friday night for those 6-7 people. And as far as Duke Hudson goes, probably go to TNA. But I don't think Tony Khan could work with the guy. You know, under his real name, obviously. So I don't think that he can go to another promotion as Duke Hudson, because I think WWE copyrighted that name. But who knows? But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So once again, Cedric Alexander, Duke Hudson, Sonya DeVille, the also Payne, and Paul Ellering. That's 6, and Blair Davenport, make it 7. So a unlucky 7 have been released. Only Sonya DeVille does not have a non-compete clause. Everybody else has a 90-day compete clause, so we won't see them until probably the end of May, or probably pretty much June. And then Sonya DeVille, in a couple weeks, she can go to she can go anywhere. Ring of Honor, she can go to Stardom, she can go anywhere she wants. But, you know, I hate that they lost their jobs, but I think they're going to land back on their feet pretty quickly. And we'll see them again, and hopefully they have better success than in WWE, where they pretty much got shafted. But that's the price you pay for being a WWE superstar. You can be a homegrown Raw or SmackDown talent, or you come up from NXT, you're on the main roster for a couple of years, you do good for yourself, and then next thing you know, they pull the plug. Because they got no storylines and nothing, you know, you're just waiting by the phone to have, you know, Triple H, you know, Paul Levesque, Triple H, or Shawn Michaels, you know, saying, "Oh, we got a storyline, come on down. Come on down to Orlando, we'll talk later," you know. You know, Ava Raine maybe calling you, say, "Oh, I got something for you." Or, you know, you're on the main roster where you're waiting to come back. You know, you're all done, medically cleared. You know, you pick up your phone. Hey Hunter. Hey Sean. Hey Nick Khan, I'm medically cleared. You got anything for me? No, nothing this week. Click. Nothing this month. Like 3 months go by, you're still waiting for something to come up, and you know, you're just sitting at home watching the TV. It's like, hey, that should have been me in the ring. What am I doing here? What's going on? And then you're calling like the creative team members, and you're calling Hunter and Shawn Michaels. You know, maybe Bruce Pritchard. You're calling him. It's like, hey, what's going on here? You got nothing for me? I mean, you can't give me I got ideas of storylines I could do for you. I mean, I could pitch them to you. Let me go after Roman and get my butt kicked. Now, something like that, hypothetically. But, I mean, that's that. So we'll see what happens with all 7 people, where they go. If they go to TNA, they go to AEW Ring of Honor. I wish them well in their future endeavors, and just sad that they lost their jobs, and we won't see most of them for about 3 months. Maybe a little extended 3 months. But Sonya Deville will see in probably about a couple weeks to about a month from now. And that's that. Alright guys, I'm going to bed. I'm tired, so I'm going to take a little nap, and then I'll probably be up in like 10, 11 o'clock this morning. And that's all I got to say about that. So I stayed up most of the night. I went to sleep earlier. I'm back up now, but I'm going to go back to sleep, so I'm dead tired. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown on the Kill the Demons channel, and AEW Dynamite sometime in the afternoon, and then get you ready for Collision, and we'll talk about that late Saturday night. And on Sunday, we'll talk a little bit of TNA Ring of Honor, and we'll also do episode number 60 of The Shadow Slayer, talking about Super Bowl LX. That's 59 for you dumb people at home. Or LIX, not LX. That's 60. That's next year. LIX, or Licks, for you crazy people at home. So Super Bowl is this weekend on Sunday night from New Orleans, Chiefs and the Eagles. Should be a pretty interesting game with two great defenses, two great offenses. Might be, I don't know if it's going to be a high-scoring game, but it's going to be close. I hope the Eagles win, but we'll talk about that on Sunday. And then that douchebag Kendrick Lamar doing the halftime show that nobody will watch and care about. And then we got all the commercials coming out, the movie trailers for the spring of the summer coming out. Some good ones I heard. So we'll see what happens with that. As we move on with that. Alright, I'm getting out of here, guys, because I'm about to doze off. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Stay true to yourself, and keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars like Casey Kasem used to say back in the day. The great man that he is. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow or later today, whenever you may watch this. I'll see you later today for a couple more videos, and then we'll get this weekend out of the way, the first official weekend of February, as we are 20 days away from the end of February. So under 3 weeks away, and then we'll begin a big long month of March. We've got St. Patrick's Day coming up in a few weeks. Valentine's Day this coming Friday. President's Day next Monday. You know, basically, some of you might have a 4-day weekend, like me, but if not, then, well, too bad for you. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.